Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Xenoblade Chronicles. Future Connected, specifically. In the last episode, we got a bunch of side questing done, including a side quest called Pororo's Favorites, where we had to collect 20 of one item, which took pretty much most of the episode. We just did a few side quests in between. This time, we are going to be continuing with the main story. We're gonna let Bama be for now. I'm sure he's just a great guy, Bama. We could do this side quest for Angela now, which leads to one of the best side quests in the game, but I already said we're going to be making story progress this time, so we are.
What's up?
A high ether crystal, eh? Well, it's the first I've heard of it. But now that I think about it, I might actually have a rough idea about where to find one. I hope it's what you're looking for. Blast, you know what? I can't recall. It's a long time ago, so my memory's a little hazy. So your best bet might be asking a fellow squadsman of mine. He's on the ramparts and bound to know more. Now we have to go all the way to the ramparts, which luckily are a skip travel point. I was actually just about to walk all the way there. I've done a lot of walking in this Let's Play. Why did it send me outside the ramparts? What? I mean, I understand. I just got a little confused because the gate was closed, but then I remembered they had to close it because of fog beasts, so... yeah. I did, by the way, go ahead and off-screen upgrade everybody's arts by quite a lot. Shulk has a bunch of his arts up to level 7 now, and Minato armor is already all the way up to level 10, which is the highest it can go. I focus mostly on Sword Drive, Lariat, and Mild Down for Nene, but I also applied Magnum Starch because it's Magnum Charge, and that's just, it's a second talent art. It's really good. For Kino, I just focused on what I would focus on with Charlo, which is basically anything that can heal and anything that can inflict debuffs. And for Melia, I went ahead and equipped Spear Break and Starlight Kick so we can force topple with Melia. As well as added Summon Ice because Chill is some of the best damage over time in the game. So, yeah. Anyway.
Can I help you?
A high ether crystal. I think I know what you're getting at here. I'm not entirely sure on the location, but I do know there's supposed to be a very rare ether deposit near here. An old lady called Sarja told me about it. You might be better off talking to her for more details. I got interested myself and even tried searching around Nerthus necropolis, but couldn't find a thing. From what Sarja told me, there's a good chance it's inside of a cave, so that's why I thought it was a good place to start. Alas. If it really isn't a cave and it's not there, then I'm stumped. Still, that doesn't mean much. There'll be other places to check. I can't say for certain, of course. But I do think that we're talking about the same thing here. I expect you'll find Sarja at Hero's Rest, down at the south end of Grandel. She's a kind old bird, always worrying about our welfare and that. Anyhow, better get back to my shift. Hope I was able to help a little. Now we have to go all the way to Hero's Rest, which luckily, since we went to Prayer Rock in the last episode, is not that far away. It's just across from here. Hero's Rest. This place is sad. Hello.
Hey, dearie.
Yes. The guard at the ramparts told you, didn't he? He and my late friend were on good terms. Naturally, I had to regale the man with tales of my friend's escapades. I believe the one that may be of particular interest to you is the time this friend, a High Entia man, discovered a crystal. He was a real go-getter, that man, always traipsing around, exploring from the day he set foot on the shoulder. He would tell me all sorts of stories from his adventures to entertain little old me. I remember it like yesterday. The sky was a brilliant blue, birds were singing, flowers were blooming. On days like these, kids like you should be burning in hell. I'd come to pay my respects at the graveyard like any other day. And then along he came with the biggest smile on his face and took out an object wrapped in cloth. Said he'd found a strange crystal alongside an ether deposit, and what a light it gave off. The cloth it was wrapped in wasn't enough to stop it shining through. Ah, it was a sight to behold. The core was translucent, yet it gave off a pale glow, warm yet somehow ice-cold. It was like being bathed in turquoise sunlight. I'd never seen anything more beautiful, and I don't believe I ever will. Sadly, it dwindled to nothing in a matter of minutes. If there'd been anything left of it, I would have kept it as a memento, I'm sure. I remember him telling me how incredibly large the deposit was, drooping down from the ceiling above. From his description, I imagine it might have looked something like a stalactite, which is why I'm convinced that it must have been in some sort of cavern, and despite the deposit's size, the crystal he'd retrieved fit comfortably in the palm. It must have been formed over a long period of time. Ideally, he could have told you exactly where it was located, but I'm afraid that's not possible because he's sleeping here quite peacefully now, and cannot really be disturbed. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you the exact location, my dears. Still, I hope that my little anecdote was of some use to you. I pray that you too will be able to find what you seek. Thank you, Saja. This is going to be of great help to us. We'd better report back to Radzim. Hero's Rest is where all of the Hyentia that died trying to fight the Fog King were buried. Yeah, that's a lot of them that died. I keep skip traveling to the Eternal Zenith, even though it would be infinitely faster to skip travel to the Grand Arch, just because they're way too close together when you're zoomed out. We have to speak to Radzim, who is right over here.
Something on your mind?
So that's how things are. It seems we owe Miss Saja and her friend a debt of gratitude for the valuable information they provided us. It's just my conjecture, but the crystal may have been highly responsive to heat and sublimated when exposed to sunlight. It's fascinating, isn't it? I have to say, its properties are quite unusual. And I agree with Saja. I think that it would be found in a cave, like she said. So the soldier said he'd already searched Memphis Necropolis, huh? Alright, let's think of other options then. If you follow Fime Lane, which breaks off from Thul's Way, towards the northwest, you'll reach the forbidden Hushland. It's a dangerous place, though, so it hasn't been mapped out very thoroughly. Nevertheless, there is meant to be a cave-like location thereabouts. The man who found the crystal must have been a formidable swordsman. It may be from him that news of the cave's existence reached us. Very worthy. I pray that you find a high ether crystal there indeed. You are the only ones who we can rely on to harvest it, I'm afraid. Good luck. And if you do find a high ether crystal, be careful to keep it away from strong light as you carry it back. With information about high ether crystals in hand, the heroes are a step closer to defeating the Fog King. And now we have to go to the caves around the Forbidden Hushland in search of the high ether crystal. If you left in the last episode when I said you could leave if you didn't want to watch Perora's Favorites, we actually went to the Forbidden Hushland, but I don't actually know if we got a skip travel point there. It doesn't look like it. Scapular Lance is probably the closest we can get. Forbidden Hushland is an area that I said I had a lot to say about. I was lying, I don't really have a lot to say about it, but I do think it's a cool location. I would like to talk about it a little bit at the very least once we're there. It's right over here. I do want to say, if you haven't been doing side quests, you are about to be in hell for a dungeon. Because we are going into a dungeon that has, like, a bunch of enemies that are, like, basically impossible to skip. And if you don't have a bunch of Pawn Specters and high enough levels, you're going to get destroyed even in casual mode. I'm saying this from experience because I had to go out and find a bunch of Pawn Specters simply to make the dungeon even slightly bearable to me. Although I was in normal mode, so I guess it might be easier in casual mode. I'm just saying it's probably not that much easier in casual mode. Here's the Forbidden Hushland, basically. I mean, we're just about there. We're basically there. We're in the Gamaro Hollow right now, but this is it. This is the Forbidden Hushland. This place seems like it could have so much interesting lore behind it. It's like, there's no music. Everything around here looks dead. Or looks like rocks, which, I mean, usually you only see rocks in, like mountainous areas, which the Bionis Shoulder very much is not. We have not really seen any mountainous-looking areas throughout the entirety of the Bionis Shoulder.
this is the only area. And it's such a drastic change that it makes it seem sad. It's another one of those examples of what I was talking about, where Xenoblade games always have depressing areas, and this place isn't really depressing on its own. It's just depressing because it looks so dead compared to literally everything else on the Bionis shoulder. We have a Fog Beast Dinosauros there, which I am not going to try to take on without chain attacks. Here's that cave we were looking for. It's not really much of a cave, is it? These are ruins. Quarried Colonnade. That sounds like a drink. Once we head inside, Zeker Marga Quarry, we have a quiet moment right at the very entrance. Shulk and Nene, strength and unity. Let's see it.
Why Mr. Shulk stopped so sudden?
I was just thinking about the cave near Colony 9. Do you know it, Nene? It's called Tephra Cave.
Nene no place. Nene tag along once with group of hum-hum. Went to fetch ether cylinders.
I've done that too sometimes. Went with Ryan a couple of times.
Mama! Hooray for twinsies! Nene went there during rebuilding effort.
So you did your part to help Nene. Thanks for that.
It not thing that need thanks per se. Just doing civic duty. Must stay friends and work together. With all peoples that live in world.
That's right.
But folk here have lot of angry scuffles. Fight between neighbors bad. Should watch Nene and Kino. Learn to everyone play nice.
Well, I wouldn't say the people here are enemies exactly. They just don't know how to work out their feelings.
That just fancy way of saying fighting?
It's not exactly like fighting. Both sides do understand each other, but their paths took them in different directions.
What Mr. Shulk mean?
If the two sides had simply hated each other, they wouldn't just leave. They tried to drive the other side out by force. But that's not what they did. They still have common ground to stand on. And Melly is here now. They just need some time to mull things over.
Mr. Shulk is very kind person. Very different from Mama Pon. When Nene and Kino get into bad fight, Mama Pon spank first, then ask questions. Nene and Kino always in tears, but always say sorries and make up with hug. End of end, friendship become much stronger. Being friends mean a whole lot more fun, and more fun is more good. Also, everyone in Colony 9 was friends from start.
Well, that's because everyone there was working to help rebuild. We all share the same dream.
But dreams of people here all really all that different from each other.
For now, I guess. But Melly is doing the best she can, and we need to as well.
Nene understand. Nene will wait until Miss Melia make dreams of everyone mushed together as one. But if dream of Miss Melia not go through to everyone, in that case, Nene will give vicious spankings, and no one spared, even not Mr. Shulk.
What? Me as well? Just promise to be gentle.
That heart-to-heart, well, it's not a heart-to-heart, that quiet moment was so uncomfortable to watch when I first played this game for some reason. Like, I find it adorable now, because I've seen a lot more of the game since I started my Let's Play. I went out of my way to learn more about just the game and as a whole. But yeah, that made me a little uncomfortable on my first playthrough. Now I find it funny and cute. So as they said in that little quiet moment, this place is similar to Tephra Cave in that there are a lot there are a lot of Arachno, specifically Director Arachno and the Arachno Queen, which were types of enemies and a boss from Tephra Cave. We have no choice. We have to fight these to get through. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, because those Crowmar and Igna will fight us anyway, so never mind. But maybe we can lure these. Yeah, and then the Igna stay up there. That's great, okay. This way we can just deal with the Arachno first, and then save the Igna for afterwards. This will work out well. I'm gonna focus the Director Arachno to get them down first. Can you get me up, please? Thank you. Alright, I'm feeling it. Kino, awesome. Alright, let's just go. Oh, this is overkill. This thing is absolutely going to die from this. Pond Spectres till we die. They should have let me voice one of the Pond Spectres. That would have been cool. Arachno ear? They have ears? Okay, well, next are the Crowmar and the Igna. This is only further proving to me that Igna and Crowmar are the exact same things, because this is one Crowmar and two Ignas working together. Like, I'd kind of assume they were, like, different types of creatures, but this is only telling me that they aren't. Like, they're of the same race, they're just, like... I don't know, maybe the Ignas are, like, higher ranked because... Or the Crowmars are higher ranked because these Igna kind of seemed like they were guarding the Crowmar. I don't know. Yeah, this fight is what I had a ton of trouble with on my first playthrough of Future Connected, just because I fought those Crowmars and the Arachno at the same time on normal mode, which was kind of a pain in the ass. There's some Crowmar up here and an Orluga. I believe we have to fight both of them, so yeah. That Hode is going to get a second Orluga as well. Whenever you see Hode and Orlugas in the same area, the Hodes are 100% just there to go and warn the Orluga. Because we saw Hodes back in Magna Forest as well. So you may have trouble understanding what the Pond Spectre motto is, because, like, it's hard to understand because they aren't all in sync when they say it. They said their motto, which was already said in dialogue at one point, but that was a while ago at this point. This is episode 9, I think. It's, "We measure, find treasure, Pond Spectres till we die." Also, if Future Me can find it, here's a cursed image that one of my mods in my Discord server made of the Pond Spectres with drip. There we go. God, the Pond Spectres make everything too easy. We just killed two Orlugas at the same time, basically. Okay. I'm not gonna keep bothering with the small wood chests, because we're not hurting for money since we're doing all the side quests, and, like, yeah, there's no reason to worry about those, honestly. It's just materials that we'd end up selling because we don't need them for quests or trading or anything in Future Connected. Unless you really want to do the Collectopedia. Speaking of which, let's check our progress on the Collectopedia. We're not doing awful, honestly, on the Bionis shoulder. We have all the parts.
Why don't I cuddle with you both?
Let's fill in what we have so far. We have enough to do so. For filling in the parts category, we got a Valak skirt. Why? Yeah, as you can see, the Collectopedia absolutely is not worth it on the Bionis shoulder. Holy shit. That's horrible. Why are we getting gear from That's like early game gear with how awful those stats were. Right here, we can find the High Ether Crystal, return to Adzum to start the replica Monado remodeling process. And we have a massive Ether Crystal deposit here. Topple Up 4. Again, Topple Up is incredibly... Actually, no, Topple Up isn't that helpful. Or Topple Plus isn't either. I thought it was Topple Resist for a second. I got them mixed up. But yeah, no. Okay, well... I don't want to stay here much longer. We're going to go back to Radzum. Oh my god, I just skip traveled to the Eternal Zenith again. Whatever.
So now all we need to do is modify the weapon to incorporate the crystals.
Radzum, sir! Fog beasts have broken through the gates!
They're through.
If only they'd waited a few hours. Shulk, defending Grandel is our priority. Follow me.
Right.
We shall deal with the intruders. You get the villagers to safety.
Okay.
Teelan, you stay put.
Gotcha!
Alright, well, that's... Are you still talking about selling things? Do you have unique dialogue?
Meh? Friends saying it's dangerous, so pleased to escape? Fiddlesticks! Bama not afraid. If someone wants to escape, then feel free to escape. Bama's staying put.
Man, Aiden's really getting a lot of lines throughout this series. I didn't realize Bama had so much text. That just goes to show you. He's truly a different character from Bana. Like, Bana got what, like, 3 lines of dialogue? We're just gonna skip travel to the ramparts, that would be faster.
We're here to help.
This rabble won't stand a chance, not against the big one. We'll keep the small fry off your back.
All right. You go no further.
Yeah.
Flee for life is no use! Kino make you full of holes! And Nene teach you better manners!
Lakeland Mammoth. These were other things that we saw on Valak Mountain before. I genuinely have no idea how these things managed to get from places like Valak Mountain or Satoral Marsh to the shoulder. It doesn't make sense. This is not a super difficult boss fight. It's, like, as long as you take care of using Monado armor as much as you can to make sure that, you aren't taking too much damage from any of its attacks. It's not a big deal, especially since Kino can get debuff immunity on everybody, just through using his arts. This isn't very hard. I was kind of hoping to be able to use Union Strike, but we got through this so quickly. Actually, never mind. Okay.
Conspectors, heed my call. Seal the gates.
We beat them this time, but the numbers are against us. I hate to say it, but if you'd already left when the attack happened, we'd be smoke.
Fog King must go! Down with Fog King! Situation is tough.
I agree.
Melia?
I'll do it. I will bring the companions back to lend you aid.
They won't agree. You know they despise us.
They must see the danger. They will understand what needs to be done. Yea. As soldiers of the High Entia, they know it's their solemn duty. I swear it. I will bring them back with me. Please. Trust me, Radsam.
I'll be right here, trusting and waiting.
Tyrea,
Yeah. Hurry up and go.
but I haven't even...
Defend this place until I return. Those are your orders, right? Though we're short-handed as it is.
Will you be okay?
Just go before I change my mind.
Thank you. We'll be quick.
Movement! Multiple big uns confirmed!
Impossible! More already! If the rift grows any wider than it is now, Grandel is lost. We must hurry. Come, follow me!
You head straight for the Cape.
What are you saying? This will take all of us.
I know exactly what my orders are here. I hope I don't have to remind you what yours are.
But that's...
You said it yourself. If the rift grows any wider, there's no way we'll be able to hold this place alone anyway. This is our last chance to enlist the Companion's aid.
Tyrea,
Radzam is trusting you with this. Now you put your trust in me.
come on. We make for the Companion's Cape.
Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected, we're going to be heading for the Companion's Cape to hopefully get their aid so Grandel doesn't be dead. I'm very good at the English language. See you guys then.